The Stave River near Vancouver, BC has a great run of salmon, and one species that is highly overlooked are chum salmon. Chums will take a fly aggressively, and when a fish, especially a salmon that can weigh well over 20 pounds, takes your fly, well, it's time to hang on as your reel reaches for the backing. Kathy Ruddock from Ruddock's Fly Shop is guiding us today and providing the knowledge on this popular stretch of river. Fly fishing for chum salmon, that's today on Sport Fishing on the Fly.
Well, we made it out finally. We're up in the Pitt River system and we got blown out. We had big rains, snow, we had the whole works.
The river came up about 3 feet overnight. It was all dirty, so yeah, we had to leave.
So we came back, one of Kathy's little favorite spots here. I guess it's called what river?
The Stave River. We're at the Stave River, and it's between Maple Ridge and Mission on the north side of the Fraser River, and it's a short section of river below the Ruskin Dam. There's a dam here, and then it goes into another lake called Hayward Lake, and then there's another dam above that. It's called Stave Lake proper. So this is the bottom half, and it'll run from the dam right out to the Fraser River where it joins the Fraser. It's very short distance. It's only about 1 kilometer long.
And what kind of fish we expect? I see them jumping all over the place.
They're very active in here right now. We're looking for chum salmon. We're looking for coho salmon. There's even some cutthroat following the salmon, which they always do, picking up eggs, feeding on them, benefiting from the spawning. But there's spawning channels all in behind here that fisheries has been working on.
A lot of people will stick their nose up at chum salmon. They think, you know, it's a dogfish, why would you catch it? But they're actually very good sport fish, right?
Exceptionally good. They jump a lot, they're very acrobatic, they give you a heck of a pull, and they're a wonderful alternative fish. You can target them as well, and after fishing like we have just done, and in monsoon rains, and things just didn't work out very well, this can make the difference between having a really good trip and not. So I think people tend to dismiss them.
Great, and I got the real colorful pattern on, and I know you put
I got the Christmas tree ornament fly here.
And we got more ornaments in my fly box here in case those ones don't work.
Well,
right on.
Ready to hit the water, so stay tuned. Be back with some good fishing from the state.
Well, this is just getting things started here. You can see from, I got an 8-weight rod here, just bent right over. I have to be careful we don't break it. These fish are big. They are huge. Oh, and he just released. Just like that, he was gone. Well, how's it going there?
Not bad, Grant, how are you?
Good. See if you can hang on to yours. I couldn't hang on to mine.
No.
Well, they must have soft mouths if they're coming up here spawning. Getting ready to spawn, do they? Or
they're not. They're hitting out of aggression rather than swallowing it and eating it to survive. So that's why we're using such bright patterns. And they're big fish, and you gotta, it seems like you gotta get them down, give them a bit of some motion. I had a couple fish on here, and I have a 9.5 foot 8-weight sage.
Bent over right from the butt.
Right from the butt. Yeah. You don't even think about doing this stuff. I mean, these fish are large. They're very powerful. And the ball's in his court.
I'll find I'm getting a lot of taps on it too.
Are you?
Yeah, getting it out, making sure getting it right down, doing a little bit of spaghetti mending so the fly's getting right to the bottom, and then pulling it in, give a little motion, and every once in a while you can feel a pull back, so they're not hooking up. So I'm wondering if I'm doing something wrong.
I don't think so. I thought I was hitting bottom too, but I'm throwing out, doing the same thing as you. I'm using a high density sink tip line, 14-footer, type 5.
Right.
And I'm casting cross stream or just upstream, and I'm throwing a lot of slack into it, making some men. And I just tried a couple new casts there, and I had 2 strikes right off the bat, and I threw a downstream end into it. So I've got like a J going downstream almost, or like an L.
Yep.
And boom, second cast, I started messing around with that. So they're right down there sulking.
Right bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm in a very vulnerable position here right now, too.
Yeah.
The rod goes.
No, you really have to. That's actually a really good point you're making. You know, you have to be careful on these type of rods when you're torquing the rod a lot.
Yeah.
You never really want to stand right behind it in case you do have a situation where you get breakage on a rod.
Yeah, or like what happened to me, the fish spit the hook. I had all that pressure on the fish spit it. If you're standing right there,
yeah, you
add to the more dents in the nose.
You can always duck, but if you don't see it coming, you're not anticipating it, and it makes a very good point, Grant.
Whoa,
so here he is.
Big fish.
And you can see these extreme colors these fish turn.
Yeah.
They're easily recognized by the barring on their side,
right?
Rather than just a horizontal stripe. It's more of a vertical. And they get quite green and red, and this one,
it's colored.
All of the above.
So why is it that people don't, or not some people, there's just some, I guess, that don't like going after
big
chum.
fish like?
Yeah.
I think there's a certain stereotyping, maybe because they're not really difficult to catch. It's maybe not the elitist fish.
Well, we're not. It's not like we're catching them every cast or anything.
No.
You know, try some different techniques. You maybe get lucky for a couple casts. Now, we've been out here for half an hour, and there's 4 of us fishing. So how big's that one going to be?
So he's probably 10 pounds or so, maybe 12 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, I think yeah.
You get some fish in here. We saw one earlier. Must have been 20 pounds. How long has this been for me to bring this guy in? And I've had him under
heavy pressure.
Heavy pressure. So here he is here.
Let you.
Oh yeah, he's a little bigger than I thought.
Oh, this is a big fish. Yeah.
Look at the teeth on that sucker.
It's like a barracuda. I'll get a good look at that. Just pop it out there. There it goes.
And he's still happy.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Grant.
Right on. That was a big fish.
It
10
was
or 12.
big.
Must be a guide. I mean, all guides say that they're too small. That was huge. That was like 15 pounds.
That was probably a little bit bigger.
That was big.
It's pretty good pull on a rod like this.
So let's take a good look at that fly. It's the green
okay,
one.
well, this little fly here.
So I was. Because it was in his mouth.
Well, yeah, he wasn't too slimy. This is called a boss fly. Very simple fly, and it's wrapped with material called laser wrap. So a little bit of black tail.
Yeah.
It's got the big beads on it.
Just a good attractor.
Yeah, good attractor. I think it makes a lot of noise in the air as well as in the water. It kind of makes a bubbling sound. I think that makes a big difference. And you can tie these flies in any color sequence. Chartreuse I picked because coho tend to like chartreuse, and also because I was listening to what was going on. A couple of fish were taken and hits were on green flies. So I decided to put a green boss on. And a little bit of chartreuse marabou around the collar. Made about 3 or 4 casts, changed my presentation a little bit. You got a fish.
Got rewarded. Excellent.
We were lucky.
Hey, Kath.
Hey, Grant, how you doing?
Good. Thought we'd take a moment out of our day of fishing here just for the technology, because this is kind of the technology of it all. We'll fall over.
You can stand in the rocks without falling over.
Belt-sole boots on, for sure.
Yeah, these are a lifesaver.
But there's lots of people here, and I think we should talk about is river etiquette, because a lot of people have etiquette, but there's a lot of people here who don't. So if you're coming here to the Stave or any of the other rivers down on the coast, the lower mainland, they're always busy, there's lots of people. What are some general rules of thumb you should follow?
Well, I think that people forget that we've got a high population, just like you say. Everybody wants to get out and go fishing. Everybody wants to go and have a good time. And you try to be as courteous as you possibly can to your angler, to your left or your right. If you're in the water fishing, you're having a good time, you don't want somebody to come in behind you or in front of you and stand too close. So sometimes there's very limited banks, but try and give yourself some more space.
So 20 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet?
I wouldn't come in on an angler any closer than 50.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who come in a lot closer than that, but I prefer not to do that because I just think I wouldn't want someone to do it to me, so I won't do it to them. I think that's only courtesy.
Is you get a fish on and sometimes a fish has a mind of its own and it's going to go upstream or it's going to go downstream. Then what?
Well, again, if you're fishing and you've been fishing there all day, you get a fish on and it starts to run down the river or up the river, the least thing you can do if you're sitting beside the other angler is to pull your line in. Don't cast over his line when he's got a fish on.
Okay.
Pull your line out of the water, have some courtesy, because it may be you're the next day fishing and somebody casts over your line and you lose a fish. We've seen that happen a couple times here where people are just ignorant about it and not giving any courtesy.
If you have the fish on, should you be saying anything?
If sometimes people can't hear very well, they might be oblivious of the fact that you have a fish on. So yeah, it doesn't hurt to say fish on and let the other guys know. And
just be courteous yourself.
Be courteous.
Excuse me, all that kind of stuff. You're still going to run into the odd person that isn't going to care.
You are. You're
That's
definitely
life.
going to run into that, and that is life. But again, my rule is, I treat my fellow angler how I'd like to be treated.
Yeah, perfect. You're gonna hold him? That's a mistake I made. I just held on to him and he just kept on going.
You see how big he was when he jumped?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they are monster fish in here.
I think we're underpowered with our 8-weight rods today.
Holy cow, yeah, I'm trying to hold him. I think we're gonna have to make a, whoa.
Oh, it's the exact same thing that I did. You can make a choice. Either run down with them or you hope that they don't spit.
Well, the problem is out here is there's a lot of people on the banks, and if you head down, you got to negotiate through everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to muscle them back, but next time I think we might have to chase them down. Just say, excuse me, as we bump down, and I think people understand that too, is if you got a fish on, they'll move out of the way.
Well, I think what's important too is you've tried a few different flies. And
Yeah.
this one, first cast, second cast maybe?
If I can ever get it in, I'll show everybody. It's a little, oh, gee, I think I just had a hit.
Or you might have
No, it's
snagged one of
rocks.
the dead ones.
Yeah, that was it. It's a little orange chubby guy. I don't even know what it's called. I'll have to ask Kathy what it's called. Maybe he snapped me off because I had a lot of pressure on that fish. And you know what? I bet the fly has gone the way of the dodo.
Yep.
It has.
Oh well.
Darn. And I put 12-pound test on there. And that's what happens when you try to hold them. You can't hold these fish. They are tough fish. But I'm going to go and grab another fly of Kathy, and I'm going to try it again.
But they're fun too.
Oh, they're blast, man. Whenever you get your 8-weight rod bent over like that and you're screaming into your backing, great fish. Yeah. Darn. That was a big one too. All right, Kath. I came over for a fly.
You lost
the
it.
little orange chubby guy I called it. What do you call that thing?
This one?
That's the guy right
This
there.
one, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the one.
It's called a Krystal bullet.
Krystal bullet. There you go.
Krystal bullet.
And
Flashy.
An orange Krystal bullet. And the one thing you're telling me about chum is they love the flash. Anything sparkly?
Anything sparkly. Grant's got a fly on there. It's all flashy and sparkly, and I put something on so it's flashy and sparkly. You put this on. I said, you sure you want to go with that? After we caught a fish in the green, he said, sure.
This was the second
fish?
cast with the bullet. What do you call it? Silver bullet? Crystal bullet.
Silver bullet.
Well, I think of beer all the time, right?
Yeah.
I'll just clip those back on
Silver
there.
bullet. It's called a Krystal bullet, and you can tie them in a variety of colors. That just happens to be one of my most popular ones, but they come in chartreuse. Here's a black one.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to go give it another try.
Yeah. We've only got one left. You know, the price goes up.
I know.
Every time.
Oh, yeah. All
lower
right.
and lower, yeah.
That's usual stuff, isn't it? Good. Well, I'm going to put it on and go and tie another one.
All right.
Or catch another one.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the bench. Well, today we're going to tie you up with a Krystal bullet. Now the thing about this fly is it's very colorful. It has some real nice green and pinks in it. And if you're going to go after chum, you got to make sure your flies are colorful. They just love the color. Make sure you have these materials ready before you tie the fly. For the hook, we're going to use a TMC 9394 silver streamer hook. We'll use some UTC 70 red thread, some pink Krystal chenille for the body, and some olive pearl crystal flash for the wing. First step in the fly is to get your red thread onto your hook. And I've taken some olive pearl crystal flash, and quite a few of them. I've probably got 20 to 30 strands in there. I'm just going to measure it up the length of the hook and go up and start tying it in. And I'm just going to allow it to roll over the hook. I'm going to tie it back and build up a little bit of a body with my crystal flash and cut off the excess. Take some pink Krystal chenille, and again, vary the colors. You can use the pink. We found the pink is very good, and also orange and a real bright red works well. I've taken the pink. I'm going to tie it in at the back of the hook, bring my thread forward, and slowly wrap in a body. And keep the body fairly thin as you wrap, and wrap it all the way up to the eye. I'm going to form a small head on the fly. What I'm going to do is just bring my thread back about 1/8 of an inch, tie a little bit of thread there. Now I'm going to take my Krystal flash I put in earlier and pull it all back. And when you pull it all back, make sure that it stays all around the hook. You want this Krystal flash to go all around the hook, and tie in a head to make it look like a little bullet. And there it is, the finished Krystal bullet. You know, the nice thing about this fly is it's simple. It's very simple to tie, and it has some real nice color. And I know the thing about Chum is they love to take the colorful flies, so try varying the colors on this pattern a bit. Try some orange and some reds for the body. They all work really well. Here's a big fish.
Big male, eh?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's, how
Look
big
at
do you say
that.
that is?
I don't know. Look at that. Look at that fish.
That's huge, eh?
Oh, that's a
big male. Look
big
at that.
fish. Look at the teeth. Now
snout on
there's
it.
where they call them dogfish. Look at the teeth. Those teeth are wicked.
That fish got to be
Look at
like,
the teeth.
that might be, what is that? That's over 20
Oh
for
yeah,
sure. That
that's-
might be
that's
like a
an
30-pound fish.
No,
or
not
something,
30,
huh?
but that's a good 20 pounds for sure.
I don't think this guy knows he's hooked yet.
No, no, it hasn't gone screaming out like the rest of them. But you know what? I saw him kind of turn a bit. He looked silver.
A little silver, yeah, maybe.
Wonder if
Coho?
you got a coho. Well, he's shaking and baking pretty good. You know, we won't know until we see. But what color did you put on?
The pink.
Pink.
Same as you.
Pink
Put that
is-
pink fly on.
yeah.
That's been really good. I mean,
Pinks.
I had to make the change. You had 3 in a row.
Yeah, and it was very effective.
So I had
Grail
to,
put the. Whoa, man, he's shaking out there. Whoa, no, now he figures he's hooked.
yeah. You know what I did too is I just retied. You guys have been having so much success.
Yeah.
And I switched and I go, what's going on? I came and fished the exact same location and nothing and
Oh,
nothing.
you showed us your leader.
Well, I changed, yeah, I had about a 1.5 feet of leader on it. It just wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. Yeah.
That was the second cast after lengthening it to about 4 feet.
And I think that's a big key to mention is, I think it's not so much they see the line going by, but if they do see the line and that fly so close to them, maybe it
Yeah.
rubs them or something, or maybe the fly sits up a little higher, who knows?
I don't know.
But it made a big difference.
It just
Two
it
casts
definitely
after.
did, yeah.
So something to remember again, on the recommended setup, we mentioned that 3 to 4 foot leader on there. Randy put the 4 feet on, and you're into it. Actually, you know what? I'll go and put my rod down, and you got the pliers there. I'll do that.
I
I'll do
do.
the guide thing since I've been doing that for the past 2 hours.
Well, I did it at the start of
I
the day,
know,
so
I
yeah,
know.
there you go. Gotta get Kathy back in here.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Oh,
not
there's-
too colored up yet.
No, that's a nice one. Okay, let's get this. You want to hold the fish, hold the tail, and I'll pop this fly. Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
There it goes.
perfect.
The pinko. Look at that. Is that a little fluff ball or what?
Yeah, it's a little white
Little pink
extra
fly.
whatever on it.
It's
Little
got
flash
the
of
white
boo.
tail, little pink. Beautiful.
It's working.
It is.
That's a good thing. That's been a great day too.
How's it ever? You know what we should do is probably head down. I know Catherine went down to check out the other spot. Maybe head down, see how she's making out.
Yeah,
See if she gets another fish, or check out that spot for a bit and see
Yeah.
how it's going.
good idea. The pink guy.
Just look at him. He's still going. He just never stops, the bulldog.
The Energizer guy. He's always fishing. That was a lot of fun, Kath. Thanks very much for bringing it out here to the Stave River. We talked about it all day long. What started out as a tough day, the river we were on, the Pit River's all blown out with a rough look here. But chum fishing is a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It saved the day. We've talked about this a couple of times where we had a fishing situation, the river blew out, we were kind of long in the face. We came out here, got some chum, and had a great afternoon.
And I didn't expect them to be this big. I mean, I heard about the 10, 20-pound chums, but some of those were up in the 30s, had to be, that we saw today. Real impressive fish.
We couldn't hold them with our 8-weight rods.
No.
They were just gone.
Yep.
Excellent thing to do. You want to think about doing it too, because chum fishing is definitely worth doing.
Oh, it is.
For sure. When you do though, make sure you take care.
And conserve the water. It's done a real nice job on the Stave. They've got a nice area to fish out here, some spawning channels in the back, nice little park area. It's really nice.
Yeah. See you next time.
When we take you sport fishing on the fly. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Grant.